I would like to talk to you guys about the philosophy of Naruto Uzumaki. And this is a video that I searched for a year or so ago, and there was nothing on it. And I decided now that I make videos, I should just make a video about it because the philosophy in Naruto Uzumaki, I think, changed my life. Now, what Naruto taught me was that you will truly never know what someone else is going through. You will truly never know another person's perspective. And Naruto also taught me, well, he didn't teach me, but he re he relit the spark in me that you should never fight fire with fire. Naruto's goal was to end hate, was to end the cycle of hate, which was really his master's goal, but Naruto, like-minded, agreed and carried it on. And he relit that spark in me that, fighting fire with fire is not the way this world should work. And an eye for an eye truly will make the world blind. And when I was younger, I think I viewed the world in this way. And then as I grew, I didn't have anyone to point to that was living out that reality. All I saw was fire being fought with fire, and I I don't think I started fighting fire with fire always, but Naruto, it was a weird show for me. One of my favorite one of my favorite shows. But it kind of changed me. It woke me up from a dogmatic slumber almost because I didn't think anyone cared about those things. I didn't think other people thought like me. And we should be peaceful and we shouldn't fight fire with fire and we shouldn't return anger with anger because if we do this, like I said, an eye for an eye will make the world blind. And I never saw it being implemented, and I never saw it being acted upon. And Naruto, it proved to me that people do think that way. And its popularity proved to me that people actually agree with it. I mean, to a certain extent, at least in a fictional sense. But it's always been, I don't, maybe I'm naive, but I don't see why a fictional story, at least the premise, the philosophy of it, cannot become a true story. Long story short, for those of you who haven't watched Naruto, and if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you have, or you just enjoy my videos and are interested in what I'm about to say. Naruto, there's gonna be some spoilers, just to put that out there. So, if you want to watch Naruto, it's 700 episodes, or if you just want to get the gist, I'll give you some right now. Naruto's master was killed, and this left Naruto distraught, and it left Naruto angry. And the person who killed his master, Jiraiya, was Jiraiya's old student. So basically what Naruto was a student of him, and the person who killed him used to be a student. And this made Naruto even more frustrated and wondering because he thought Jiraiya was an amazing sensei. So that person ended up coming to his home village and destroyed the whole village. And when Naruto got the chance to exact his revenge on him, he didn't. He didn't. He decided that if he needed to end the cycle of hate. And to end the cycle of hate is not to harm another, not to get revenge. Revenge is not what he thought would end the cycle of hate. So he chose not to exact his revenge. And in the end, that person revived everyone he killed and died in the process. And then Naruto too fought for a village who hated him. Everyone thought he was a demon. Nobody liked Naruto. A select few people liked Naruto. A select few people Naruto grew on. But in the beginning, no one liked Naruto. He was a orphan who was bullied, and no one liked him. No one wanted him around. Everyone thought he was annoying. But Naruto always had the goal to be the protector of the village, to be the Hokage. And after this battle, at this time, Naruto was a lot older than he was, but people still didn't really like him. You know, there was a more select group who liked him, but he had more friends than ever, but people still didn't really like him. And then when he saved the village and he came back down, he was welcomed as a hero. All the people who talked behind his back, all the people who hated him, now praised him. And there's two ways one could handle this situation. You could handle it with anger and think, well, you know, you guys only like me now because I just saved you. You only care about me because I'm powerful and I've helped you. Or you could think what you've always wanted is now becoming true and you're being accepted. And it's not these people's fault because they're not willingly deprived of the truth. And Naruto took the latter. And Naruto welcomed the praise. And there was no sign of hate in him from the past of those people. So Naruto didn't exact revenge to end the cycle of hate. And then he didn't exact revenge on the people who are now praising him, who used to hate him. Naruto truly was in the business of peace and was truly in the business of ending the cycle of hate. And as I said, I didn't think anyone cared like that, anyone thought like that. And that opened up a whole rabbit hole for me into, you know, moral virtue. And then as time went on, I fell in love with anime because that was the only place I ever saw moral excellence being pursued. And the only place I ever saw what I thought was virtue and justice and righteousness being pursued. I mean, there is other like movies and stuff like Batman, Spider-Man, movies like that, where I was always like, yes, that's that's what the world should be like. That's what people should be doing. You know, Batman not killing anybody because to prove that there is still a hero. To me, it's to prove that everyone is deserving of a second chance, no matter who they are. And he sees the good in people instead of the hate. And Batman's also very deep with the Joker and how they're essentially the same person. They both had bad childhoods, but one chose to see the light and one chose to see the darkness. And it just shows you how close you are to both and how actions make you who you are. I just heard a quote by the YouTube channel, Accepting the Universe, and it's a Bible verse, and it goes, you are judged by your deeds and known by your actions. And I think that's beautiful. You are judged by what you do, and to know yourself, you must look at your actions. To know thyself, you must know thy actions. For example, say you want to give to charity, but you let greed overtake you, and you decide not to give. You decide that money would be better used in your hands, and you justify that to yourself. And I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just giving an example. Now, you can't look back on yourself and say, well, I'm a generous person, because my initial intention was to give. My initial intention was that I should help the needy. That may have been your initial urge, but you let that urge be overpowered by your dark side, your greedy side, your earthly, fleshly side. So you are not that person. You had the potential to be. You still have the potential to be. But right now, you're a cumulative. You are your actions up to this point. You can be nothing else. Now, I did a lot of, I guess you could call it studying on, like Buddhism and meditation. And, they say there is no self. There's nothing. There's no soul. There's no spirit. And as Naruto taught me, I try to take the perspective of everybody. And when I hear something like that, it hits me, because I think, well, this person thinks that for a reason. Let me try to get in their shoes. Let me try to see this perspective. And I didn't like it. And I don't agree with it. I think we do have a self. And I think we're not just random thoughts. We have free will. I understand the argument for no free will. And I think there's something to it. But even if it is true, I guess I don't agree with that. I was going to say, even if it is true, I think the world would be a better place if you didn't take that view. But I think the truth truly will set us free. So if it is true, then I guess we should. But I don't think the world will be a better place. Just as I don't think a world, personally, I've been wrestling with God. And I don't know if there is a God. Some days I think there is. Some days I think there isn't. And I heard this great quote by Eric Weinstein. And it was, I've never not believed, but I've never always believed. And that's how I feel. Some days I feel like I'm very pious. And other days I feel very sinful. And other days I feel very thankful to God. And the other days I think there's no way there is a God. And I personally think everyone goes to this. I don't think anyone always believes, but I don't think anyone's never believed. And if anyone tells me otherwise, like I said, I try to keep an open mind, but I just don't. I don't believe them. I don't believe them. And if you never not believed and you've always believed, I don't think you've looked deeply enough into what you're doing. You're dogmatic in the way you were raised. You're either a dogmatic atheist or you're a dogmatic religious extremist, to not really look and ask yourself why such things happen, why rape and murder happen, why all these things happen. If stuff like that doesn't make you question God, then I don't know what does. But that's beside the point. Today I believe in God. So today I believe in God. Um, and I think the world would be a better place if everyone believed in God. If everyone aimed upward. I think our problem is no one's aiming upward. everyone, there's some people who can be an atheist, I think, and have an amazing moral code. And there's other people who can't be atheists and have good moral codes. There are people who want to see the world burn because they believe everything is absurd. I forget the philosopher, but he talks about life being absurd and everything being absurd. And he takes that point of view and he gets joy from it. He says, everything's absurd, nothing matters. How amazing. We don't have the stress, we don't have to worry. But I think that's one side of the coin. And I think just as many people that take that side will take the other side, that if nothing matters, then nothing matters. And I can do any evil deed and it doesn't matter. And why would I be good when I can be evil? And I don't think I think the world would be a better place if everyone believed in God, personally, or just believed in something higher, in a universal something, believed in some reason and some purpose for being here. I believe the world would be a better place. And as I said in the universal law video 2 days ago, I that's how we should match up our decisions. I think if the world would be a better place for me doing this, then I should do it. And I think the God question sometimes. I know I'm getting off track with Naruto's philosophy, but um, that's my new style of doing these videos. Just kind of going with it. I like learning. It's helping me learn a lot about myself talking like this. And if you can get something out of it, amazing. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Hmm. Hmm. I was about to have a good point too. But yeah, I mean, I think everyone should believe in God at the end of the day. Oh yes, that's what I was gonna say. Um, cannot get this out of off my. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know what I want to say, but I can't articulate it. Oh yes, there's no one knows if there's a God. I don't care who you are, what you believe in. You don't know if there is or there isn't. There is no one knows, and I believe that. And nobody knows. And I don't know if you tell me that I think you're dogmatic. How do you know? How do you know for sure? You can't. Like I said, I'm pious today. I believe in God. I believe everything happens for a reason, and that reason is for the best. And I want everything to happen as it does. And I want my will to be, I want God to give me the will to will what He wills. That's how I feel today. But still, then no one knows. Nobody knows. And I mean, this is, it's gotten off track with Naruto, but this is what Naruto opened my eyes up to. I didn't think anyone cared about morals. I didn't think anyone cared about justice, about virtue. But to have Naruto be such a popular show, I mean, people have to care. And then that sent me down a rabbit hole of other animes and other shows where there was moral virtue, like, One Piece, My Hero Academia, um, Bleach. I mean, I really like the fight scenes. Don't get me wrong. That's another reason why I watched them. But the hero story too. I love that, man. Love that. And the reason I stopped watching all that stuff because I didn't know, but there's been real people who have lived this way with views like that. I didn't grow up with the Bible. I didn't grow up knowing the Jesus story. But once I figured it out, that's who I want to be like. I want to be as close to Jesus as I can. That is the pinnacle of a human existence, I believe. Whether Jesus is the Lord or not. That is the pinnacle. And there's even more than there's people like Marcus Aurelius, Confucius, um, Epictetus. I mean, I just bought these Friedrich Nietzsche books. Um, I know he might not be think, you might not think I believe in God today, but I do. I promise. I've heard Friedrich Nietzsche is very misunderstood, and I don't like making opinions based on other people's opinions. So I bought this collection, and we're gonna see what Friedrich Nietzsche has to say. But I didn't realize like Meister Eckhart, like I didn't realize these people existed, and that might sound crazy, but I didn't realize till I was like 19 that there was moral excellence that has happened, that there was people who believed that there should be peace, who believed that there should be righteousness. I didn't know that. I didn't know. And now I know, and I'm engulfed in it. I'm in love with the idea of trying to be the best version of myself and trying to live up to an ideal that is impossible to live up to. Something always to strive for. As Kanye says, you shoot for the stars, you land on the clouds. You know, you shoot for the first branch on the tree, you land on the ground. You got to aim high, and you're gonna fall, but you'll land on the clouds. The clouds is a pretty good place to be in terms of height. It might not be the stars, but it sure isn't the ground. And Naruto was really the first thing that sparked that in me, because Naruto was my ideal for a long time. I asked myself, what would Naruto do? And to me, it doesn't matter if it's a fictional character. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that Batman's not real. It doesn't matter that Spider-Man's not real. It's the symbol, like Batman says. Anybody can be a hero. That's what Batman says. It's a symbol. It's an ideal. It's like I said, your actions. If you act like Batman acts, or I shouldn't use Batman. We should use a real person. If you act if you act like Epictetus, are you not like Epictetus? If your desires are always met and your aversions never met, are you not a Stoic? If you want things to happen as they do you not share the same views as Marcus Aurelius? If you take the splinter out of your own eye before you try and take the splinter out of your brother's eye, are you not living up to Jesus' teachings? You are your actions. Now you can either become a Batman, you can become a Joker, you can become a Naruto, or you can become a Sasuke. You can become a Jesus, or you can become a Judas. You can become a Cain, or you can become an Abel. They all started from the same spot, and they ended very far away. But the thing in between here and the thing in between here were actions. in my opinion. They were the actions that these people took to get them either to here or get them either to here. So if you're here and you want to be here, actions will get you there. Just because you've fallen doesn't mean you can't get back up. It doesn't mean you can't live up to who you truly want to be. There's nothing wrong with being weak. There's only wrong in staying weak. It's not your fault if you're weak. Physically, mentally, morally. I mean, it is your fault, but who cares? It's in the past. Don't dwell on the past when you have a chance in the present to change your future. Don't take an eye for an eye, or the world will become blind. See things from other people's perspectives. No soul is willingly deprived of the truth. Help out others, as Naruto did with Sasuke. Naruto saw the light in Sasuke. And, I mean, like I said, there's going to be spoilers in this video. Sasuke is now a good person. I haven't kept up with any of that stuff, so I don't know what's going on with Sasuke right now, but to my knowledge, he's a good person fighting on the right side again. And he fell, but he got back up. And his actions led him back to the good side, the same way his actions led him to the bad side. So, I know this video went everywhere, and if you were looking for a solely Naruto Uzumaki philosophy video, I'm sorry. Hopefully you got the gist of that. But yeah, Naruto. If you've never seen Naruto either, I recommend it. But I really don't recommend it. And what I mean by that is, it's a long show. A long show. I think your time would be better spent in books and in writing and in informational content. Because like I said, I started with Naruto. I didn't think moral excellence was shown in the world, but it is. Moral excellence has been shown for thousands of years by thousands of people. And we're lucky enough to have stories in the books that they've written about it. So you can spend your time watching anime and getting fake stories about real virtue, or you could read real stuff and get real stories about real virtue. Either way, they've benefited me, and I hope they benefit you.